Morning. A little bit of a late start this Sunday. We had to go out and get some huevos rancheros from my favorite Mexican restaurant. It's a good way to start a Sunday anyway. But we're out here doing some French things today. We're going to cut out trivets, which I just recently learned that term. It's a metal hot plate to stick your hot pots on so you don't scorch the table or the countertop. I reused some drawings that I did tracing our pups out, the Chihuahua Sadie and Rat Terrier Bobby. They're going to be famous again. And we're going to cut out trivets in their shape. So let's get to cutting. All right, that's the first one loaded. I loaded direct G-code from SheetCam, so that was all done there. Everybody wants to see the settings, so those are the settings we're running with today. It's going to be 10 gauge. And my Primeweld Cut60 will be at 40 amps. So I loaded the drawing and then I turned it 90 degrees just to fit it on the material better. Use less waste that way. But other than that, nothing fancy. So let me get you back on the tripod and we'll cut this out. Okay, I screwed that up in two ways. One way, I forgot to start this camera. I did start the close-up camera, so we'll be able to see the cut. But I didn't level the material very well, so when I got on this back half, the nozzle got too far from the material, and so we didn't get a good clean cut. But everything's still in the same position, so I'm going to do the recovery I've done before, where I run the program again. And I won't turn the nozzle on, or I won't turn the torch on until it gets to that part right there. And we'll see if we can recover this material without losing anything. So watch and follow, we'll see how this goes. All right, so I'm gonna turn the torch off. And run the program again. And then I'm going to try to tap it to turn, oh shoot. Forgot a very important step. I need a piece of material to be in the way. So to stop the torch height testing, here's my material. So let me run that again. Alright, so it's going to go here first. The rest of them shouldn't be a problem. It's just those holes where the nozzle can fit through. And those holes are actually feet. Well, they're intended to be feet that I'll weld onto the base of the trivet. So bear with me, we'll get this done. Alright, so now just turning the torch back on for the last cut on the circle. We'll see how that goes. I'll turn it on a little bit before the bad section. I may have to do that again. It did not work as well as I'd hoped. I don't think so. Get crazy here. Oh, now I moved it. I'm screwed. Well, this was supposed to be a simple video. Cut some trivets out, weld some feet onto the bottom of them. Done. But of course, this becomes a recovery video, and we're going to see exactly how unsteady my hands are. But I'm too cheap to waste metal. So if I can cut this out by hand, I will. Let's see what happens. Yeah, this is going to be way shakier than CNC, but that should be it. This is why I have a plasma Arcdroid, so I don't have to do this stuff. I think I can use the grinder and clean that up. Well, like I said, that's definitely rougher. I don't know if you can see that. But I'm going to hit it with a grinder, and that's going to be good enough. Weld the feet on the bottom of it, and we'll use it. Definitely not as planned. Let's see if I can get my metal leveled out better for this next cut, and we'll do the next one. Okay, got the second trivet all loaded up. The Chihuahua one I'll still have to clean up, but I messed around with this metal to get it level because, especially on that last cut around the circle, the oval, you can, if the material slopes too much, you can pull the torch away from the material, and you have the problem that I had. If it slopes the other direction, depending on where you start the cut, it can actually drive the torch into the material, which also causes problems. So I think I got it leveled the way it needs to be. This points out it'd be nice if I could use the auto level feature, but with the Primeweld Cut60, that ain't gonna happen. Again, I might have to look into replacing that, or maybe look into Amp Mechanics voltage divider and see if I can use that with the Primeweld. Anyway, that's a different video. Anyway, let's get this cut and see what it looks like. There you go, clean cuts that time, so make sure you level your material, especially if you don't have auto level enabled, like me. Okay, got the garage reconfigured again, back to portable welding tables out, Arcdroids put away. As we saw in the video, I forgot to start one camera, but as we saw in the video, had to manually, well, I tried to do a recovery method where you replay the program, but then I accidentally moved the material, so you can't, it becomes difficult to line it up again if you don't have proof marks or something, some plan for doing that, which I didn't. So I just decided to get out the hand torch and hook that up to the plasma cutter and manually cut it out. I tried to stay outside of the actual line. I may or may not have been successful at that, but either way I'll be able to grind that down and clean it up. And you saw the little cuts it was doing up here in the top. And those are intended to be legs that I'll weld onto the bottom of the trivet. So there's 5 of them. One in the middle, 1 in each corner. So I'll get those cleaned up and on the bench grinder probably. And we'll weld those on. But first you got to clean these guys up. So let's do that now. Alright, so got them all cleaned up. So the next step is to weld those feet in place. So that's what I'm going to do now. You can see there's 5 little feet on the bottom of each one. Once I get them welded in place, I can use the grinder to level it as necessary, but should be good. That'll keep the plate up off the ground, up off the counter, table, or whatever it's sitting on. So let's do that now. Those didn't hold very well with just the center weld, so I went through and tacked them from the side as well. And now I'm gonna grind them a little bit. I mean, that's the ugly side, but it's also the side you'll never see. Let's see. That's actually flat. So all it needs now is paint. And I got some paint that's should be able to handle the heat. It's actually header paint. I've never used it before though. It's supposed to be good for 2,000 degrees, so that's what I'll put on it, and we'll see how that works. All right, so that's my trivets, my French project. Definitely had some issues. Make sure you have your metal level, and don't get cocky. Make sure you run with the torch off, and make sure you don't have problems like the torch driving into the metal, or the torch pulling away from the metal too far, which is what I had. Ideally, we would have torch height control, but with the Primeweld Cut60, that's just not going to happen. And Arcdroid doesn't actually support that plasma cutter anymore. I mean, there is a path. I could actually download a voltage or buy a voltage divider from Amp Mechanic. He's selling them now, a small one. I don't know if I want to pursue that or not. I don't know that I could get Andrew at Arcdroid to activate it for me with the plasma cutter I'm using. So yeah, so I don't know. I probably won't pursue that. But if it's something you can do with your plasma cutter, make sure before you buy a plasma cutter, if you don't have one, that you get one that is compatible with the Arcdroid. So that you can use torch height control, and it actually has a good reference voltage output for the Arcdroid to use. But anyway, so I managed to recover my project, so without wasting any metal. So I'm happy with that. I think next week I'm going to do a 2.0 on that squirrel feeder. I don't know if you saw the footage, but I'll put a little video up here. But the squirrels had trouble with it. I think it needs a bigger place for them to sit while they're eating. So I might do a 2.0 on that one. And I still have to fix the hole for the mouth of the jar, measure it and make it bigger in the drawing. But I think I'll do the 2.0 of that, and then I'll make that drawing available for viewers to use if they want to. So that's my plan for next week. But until then, if you got anything out of this, you enjoyed this at all, make sure you like and subscribe. 60% of the viewers of this channel are return viewers, but only 30% of those viewers, so I don't do the math, but are subscribed. So there's a lot of you that are return viewers, but you're not subscribed. Just subscribe so I get credit for it, and maybe the algorithm will show the video to more people. So anyway. So subscribe, like, and I appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel financially, you can go check out the store, linked in the description, and buy some merchandise. Anyway, till next time, thanks.